Last time I was in New York was October. I was walking down the street with the artist that I was with for the day. Times Square. Actually, we were both staying with a friend of a friend's place in this little apartment there, right on Times Square. So we're out, we're smoking a J, we're walking down the street. We see this art gallery, and in the gallery, it's a drum set. There's somebody in there painting. There's another person sitting on a desk sort of doing their thing, and there's a little drum set in the corner. I say, hey, man, you think they're going to let me sample that drum set right quick so we could put it on the record? I would love to sample that drums. My friend says, nah, man, no way they're going to make, no way, they're not going to let you do that. I said, come on, man, let's just go ask. So we walk in the door of the art gallery and made friends with the guy. We knocked on the door first. It was locked. They opened it right up. We made friends. Just we're talking with them, asking them what they do in the gallery. They said, yeah, sometimes it's an event space. You know, sometimes we run these events here, or we'll do other things. We'll have bands in. We'll have them play live. That's why we got the drum set on the little riser and everything, and that's all good. I said, hey, man, I do this series called Bad Drums in a Bad Room, where I just take, recordings on my iPhone, quick little video from the of the drums, and then I'll use that essentially in order to track, and I'll use that as the foundation for a song later on. Sometimes I find it's a really fun part of my workflow that I enjoy doing. I wonder, would you mind if I was to record something briefly on the drums? He said, yeah, man, no problem, go for it. I said, I'll use brushes, I'll play quiet, no problem. So I give artist the video camera of my phone, right? He pushes record, and I played about 30 seconds on the drum set. When we were later on working on things, I had my mobile rig, this beautiful little Apollo Solo, and this little microphone here, and we cut a record in the apartment. Awesome sounding song. I used the drums from the Bad Drums in a Bad Room, Art Gallery, New York City edition. Those drums that were recorded on an iPhone, and then, of course, a bit doubled with samples. You know what I mean? I produced them. I made sure that they sounded the way I wanted them to. I definitely produced them. They smack. Those drums smack. The song's about to come out. I'll put the link right here if you want to check it out. They were recorded on an iPhone 11. No problems. And come on, man, we all know Dark Red was cut on an iPhone mic. I've had clients that I recorded a song once where we cut the song. I think it was a Neumann. It was a proper vocal change, it was like a Neumann and a Neve and an 1176, proper vocal chain. Couple weeks later, artist is like, yo, I won't be able to get back in the studio, but I need to punch in these lines. These lines changed. Here's the reason. The song moves forward. We got to change it. Can you just swap these out? I recorded them here for you. You can just use these. He sends those over. He recorded them on a SM58 direct into Focusrite interface, little 2i2 or whatever. I said, I think I can do it, man. I think we can make it happen. So did it take 10 minutes to EQ the 58 to get it to sort of sound pretty damn close to that? Yeah. Did it take 10 or 15 minutes? Absolutely. It took about 10, 15 minutes to EQ those properly and get them sitting in the same spot. Has anybody ever come up to me and said, hey, man, there's that one song where, like, I noticed that, like, the vocal, like, that song did decent. And nobody knows that there's 2 bars in there that were recorded on an SM58 when the rest of the song was recorded on a proper vocal chain. Which is why I always, and look, I've talked to plenty of engineers, plenty of other producers, everybody's got their own opinion on this. That's why I believe firmly gear will make a difference. An 1176 will sound different than an LA2A will sound different than going direct into a cheap interface. Those are not the things that matter. The things that matter, first and foremost, it is the soul of the record. Was the energy right when that song came about? That's how I define the soul. Was the energy right when the song became a tangible reality? And was the song, and is the energy right when you listen to it back? Is the feeling there? Is the vibe there? Is all of those intangible things that made us love music in the first place, are those doing what they need to do? The rest of it doesn't matter. Nobody cares if you used a $20,000 vocal chain to track your stuff, or if you used a demo version of Ableton or a GarageBand and cut that stuff on your phone.